Okay guys, I have a special treat for you today. I'm going to give everyone access to this new chart I created, the A1BG BTC USDT chart. So basically this chart was created for the BitGet exchange. It will not work on Bybit or KuCoin or BitMEX. It only works for BitGet. So if you want to use my BitGet affiliate link, that's pinned down in the first comment description. Go ahead and create an account. It's free to create one. I'm going to show you step by step how to do this. At the very least, you can recreate this chart with the coordinates I give you, watch it play out live, see how accurate it is. You can trade it if you like. I'm going to explain this chart in detail, show you what these different lines represent. And I'm also going to recreate it in simulated trades so you can practice doing longing and shorting, which is what I suggest you do before you actually do leverage trading. So we're going to cover all this, and remember you can access all of these live charts on the website pinned in the first comment description. The link is optimarkcrypto.com. So let's go through this, guys. Now, if you watched the last video, I was talking about all of the charts I had were in confluence around 23,500. I actually said I would be short from this point. And you can see we did drop from this point. We came down to support. We dropped a total of about 3.36%. It was a great short. In that same video, you notice in the title I mentioned markets. Potentially they might have peaked, which means we have downside for Bitcoin. And I showed this in that previous video. I'll put a link up this video now if you want to check it out. But I was talking about the VIX was at support. The volatility index, when it goes up, that's bearish for the markets. So I was saying it's possible, since we found support on this trend line previously 3 times, we could find support again. If the VIX pushes up, that means that markets could have peaked and come down. This is the actual chart. Notice that the VIX found support, pushed up. It could come back down or retest it, which could be somewhat bullish for the markets, but I think it's more likely the VIX will push up. If that does play out, then it's possible the markets have peaked, and that means we have downside for Bitcoin. So I just wanted to point that out. And again, these are just different charts that I mentioned in the previous video. That's why I said this was a great point to short. And notice the G1 chart nailed support multiple times at 22,736. Guys, I'm going to give you support and resistance levels in the next video. This is so you guys can have the next best thing, actually having a live chart to play. This is another chart, the C1 chart. Notice we found resistance, 23,474. This is another chart, the H1 chart, resistance at 23,500. So that's what I was saying. That was why I said go into likely to do a short. Your next resistance to watch right now is around 23,500. That's pretty much that same level. And again, this is a Q1 chart. So the new chart I created is a combination between the A1 chart and the Q1 chart, which has been very accurate. Notice we got rejected at this point. This is your current resistance now. If you hold support above that, well, your next resistance just above is 23,890. But again, this is less for support and resistance levels. This is so you can get this actual chart into the BitGet platform. So let me explain this chart. By the way, this is a live chart. You can get access on the website. It has the MACD, has RSI, and I have the Bollinger Bands and a ribbon. I'm going to turn this off just so you can kind of see this. So again, I'm going to show you how to get this chart into BitGet. But right now you can see, so these thick white lines, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the coordinates for the fib channels. We give you the coordinates for these white lines. The white lines represent your strongest support and resistance level. So for instance, right now we're at resistance, so this would be a point to potentially short. I'll make it red here. So 23,400, as showed you on other charts, is likely a point to short. If we get above that, you can see this blue line. This would be the next point you would short. Your strongest resistance above, if we push up, is around 24,900. Keep in mind that's close to the that white line on the M1 chart where I said go in a heavy short. So if we drop, well, you know your next support level right down here, your strongest support is 22,510. And if we drop below that, your next strongest support level is 20,593. You can go back and look left, and you can see why I had these white lines. This is where we had the most support and resistance going back. So that explains the white lines. I want to show you, so these lines that are kind of diagonal, you'll notice when price hits it, like this line right here, notice it was perfect support, right? We broke below it, it was resistance, 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 became resistance again, resistance, we got rejected at this blue line. All right, so basically what this is, you notice when you come down, this line was support and resistance. Right here it was support, then it became resistance. Notice we came down, this became resistance. This would have been a point you long when you hit this green line, right? We were at the red line and the green line, so you would long up to resistance, you would short, came back down to the red line, you would long, hit the white line, you would short. And notice we came down to this line that's diagonal. So this is where you would long and this is where you would short. So this means if price continues down, and again, I'm just showing you how to play the charts. So let's say price gets rejected and does something like this and comes down. Well, you know when you make contact with this point right here, this might be a point too long. Obviously wait and get confirmation. But every time you come down, sometimes you'll break through it'll come back up and test it as resistance, and that's when you would short. But again, the main thing is, and you see we're already getting rejected this white line. The main thing is watch the chart play out and get comfortable so you understand how they work. And then when you get comfortable with it, actually trade the chart. So let me go ahead and show you how to get this into BitGet. So I'm going to tell you right off the bat, there's two things with BitGet. So you have actual USDT futures. That's what this is right here. And you can see this chart is the actual, this chart right here. Let me move this over a little bit. So this chart right here, hold on. Okay, so this is the exact same chart that I have on TradingView. And you can see it matches completely with this chart in BitGet. And the great thing about within BitGet, so you have the chart, you can change the time frame anything you want. It's on the 2 hour now. If you want, you go to the 30 minute and you have the exact same chart. So you can get up close and personal. Let me put back on the 2 hour so it matches this chart. On top of that, while you're playing the chart, you can also, there's different patterns that will form. So you could actually, let me go ahead and I'll show you how to do this as well. So you can actually draw your trend lines. So if we come up, so this is, we're testing the top of a, you see this resistance right here? You got a wick here, a wick here. So this would be even more confirmation. You've got this fib channel line here, this green one, you've got this white one, and you have our resistance, our downward sloping resistance level. So this is 3 points of resistance to potentially short. If we get above that and hold support, well, that'd be a point too long. So again, that's the great thing about it. And if you want, you can add price labels as well. I'm going to show you this when I import the chart. You can add price labels, you can draw on the chart, everything you need to do. So I've already imported this chart, and if I go to, let's just go to the homepage of BitGet. So if you go up to futures, and you go up to USDT futures, this is where you actually use USDT to trade. And you can actually, now guys, I'm going to create a chart for ADA, Matic, Theta, and Ethereum. And I'm going to be doing more of these videos where I'm going to give you the coordinates so you can trade these charts on BitGet. But let me go ahead and show you how to do this. Since I've already brought this chart into the actual platform where you actually trade, notice this is USDT here. What I'm going to do is show you how to get this chart into the simulated trades, which is the exact same method to get it into the actual USDT futures. So I'm going to go back to the home page here, and I'm going to click on futures, and I'm going to click on USDT demo. So this is actually this is fake money. You'll notice right here it says SUSDT. So it's not real money. So this way you can practice, and this way I have a blank chart so I can show you how to get all the elements in here. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, so my charts are always log scale. So down here, make sure you click on log. And over here on this chart, I'm going to turn on my object tree. And I'm just going to go through each one of these. Now, I'm going to show you how to, first of all, let me set this to default. So if you draw a fib channel, I'm going to turn this off so you know how to turn it on. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to give you the fib channel lines. So at the very bottom here, this is the first fib channel I created. Go to coordinates. Hopefully you can see this. Let me zoom in a bit. Alright, hopefully you can see that. So basically all you have to do, so these are the coordinates for the first fib channel. I'm going to give you coordinates for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fib channels. And then I'm going to give you coordinates for these trend lines, the white trend lines that show the most key support and resistance levels. So the first thing you do, you come over here to the BitGet platform, make sure you're under TradingView and you're in log scale. Just draw a fib channel, and if you go to this tool right here, it's the third down, you'll notice right here, you'll see inside pitchfork right below that's fib channel. That's what you want to be on. Double click on the fib channel, just draw it any random way you want, and go to coordinates. This is where you're going to type in the coordinates. So notice right here, these are your coordinates. I'm going to type these in. This will make this fib channel on the chart on the right match this chart right here in BitGet. So I'm going to type this in. So 22725, enter. And this one here is 19548.5. The next one 18790, and then right here is 14. This one is 1324, and the next one is 236. Okay, so that gives you the first fib channel that I created. Now once you have the fib channel in here, what you can do is you can double click it, go to style, and then extend left, extend right. So this means it'll go into infinity in either direction. So as price moves along, you'll still have fib channel lines to play. So that shows you how to get fib channel in. Let me just do another random fib channel just to show you one more time, and then I'll go through and give you these coordinates one by one. So let's just pick this one here, and I'm going to draw another random fib channel just like before. I'm going to double click it, go to the coordinate box, and we're going to type in these coordinates. So 17037, enter. 31129.5. Do make sure you get these correct, guys. 15032.0 and negative, make sure you get the negative, guys. 408608 and negative 43. So you can see as you go through and you set each one of these up, now you can see the chart is starting to look just like my chart. You've got your diagonal lines, you see how well price is respecting, and you have the horizontal lines. Now for the white line, so let me show you how this works. So we'll go to object tree. So I'm going to grab just a couple of these trend lines just to show you. So you double click on the trend line, you get your coordinates, and if you want to draw a trend line, it's the second tool down, it's the very top, make sure you're under trend line. You draw your trend line, right? Just draw, it doesn't matter how you draw it, any angle you want. Double click it, the coordinates are what matters. So we're going to put in these coordinates. It is 20355.5. Next coordinate is 17361. And then negative 800. And then 584. So you can see what happens. This line right here now matches that fib channel line completely, which is a very strong support level. So if you came down and tested this point, this is where you would long. And just to show you, if by default you can see that, let me zoom out. You can see by default this line, it doesn't extend out. So if you double click it and you put in extend left, extend right, then it will go on for infinity. But let me make sure I gave you. Okay, so the reason there's no line here is because I haven't added the other fib channels. When you add the other fib channels, there's a line here as well. So that shows you how to get the lines in. And by the way, you can't change the thickness of this line. Notice how you can go smaller and larger, but I prefer something like that. But again, when you get everything, when you get all of these in, you'll have the exact same chart as me. So let me go ahead and give you these coordinates, and basically all you need to do is when I pop these up, just pause the video so you can import them in. So let's go through. So this is the first fib channel line. So again, just pause it, and just so you know, you just draw a random, these are fib channels, all right? So you draw a fib channel, you double click it, make sure you're in coordinates, and then you'll take these coordinates and then just type them in each one of these boxes so they match. Okay, so that's the first one. This is the next one. There's those coordinates. This is the next one. This is the next one. This is the next one. And this is the last one. So if you import all of these fib channel coordinates, you will have the exact same fib channel structure I have here on this chart on the right. And these are the trend lines that show you your most key support and resistance levels. So I'm going to give you these coordinates as well. So that's the first trend line, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and this is the last one, number 7. So take all of these coordinates and import them in. You will have this exact duplicate chart to trade with. So again, you'll have to choose whether you want to create it under simulated trades, which is USDT demo, or if you want to do USDT futures, which is where you actually trade. But you'll have this actual live chart so you can watch it play out or actually trade it if you like. And I already showed you, notice we're getting rejected at this point. So your most key support and resistance levels are the white lines, but we will respect these lines. So like if you push up, this blue line will possibly be resistance if we drop down. And just to show you guys, so you'll notice, so right here, this is also, and you could just draw trend lines on it after the fact, but notice right here, this blue line, this has been a lot of support and resistance as well, so that's also a key support level. So you can draw these in. The best thing to do is just always just go back and look left, and then see how many times the line was tested, and that's how you know if it's going to be a strong support resistance level. I would say this is also a strong support, and this is down around, that label is huge, 21,609. So guys, that is how you get the chart in, and again, when you finish and you have the chart in, it will look like this. And you can go full screen. The reason I'm not going to do full screen on this, if you go up here and you click on this tab right here, you'll go full screen with your chart. The reason I don't do that is because I have a widescreen monitor and I'm on the streaming part of it. So that's how you get it in. Now guys, let me go ahead and show you how to do a simulator trade, just so you know how to do this to set a stop loss, because you do not want to be trading if you don't know how to use a stop loss. So let me go back to this. I'm going to go to demo, see futures, let's see here, USDT demo. Okay, so I just want to show you real quick. So typically, when I trade, I do not do limit order. The reason I don't do limit is because let's say, so I'm expecting if we push up, 23,978 would be resistance. But it's possible, so I would enter a trade here, set my stop above, maybe about $50 or $100 above. But it's possible it could continue pushing up. And if that happens, it's going to trigger, you're going to get stopped out, you're going to lose money. I mean, you'll lose a small amount, but that's why I prefer to do market buy. If we push up and I see it stop, then I would enter my trade with my stop above. You would not want to enter if it just continues up. You'd wait till you hit your next resistance level up here. So let me just show you how I would do this. And again, this is simulator trade, so it's not real money. It's SUSDT. So basically, here's how you would do a long and a short. So let's say that we happen to be at resistance right here. All right. And let me turn off extend left right. Okay, so let's say this happened to be a fib channel line, we're at resistance, and I want to go short. So here's how I would do it. First, click on market. That allows you to pull the trigger. I want to do my leverage. You can adjust your leverage. I'm going to do, let's say, 30 times leverage. All right. And how much do I want to put into this trade? Well, I've got 2,883 fake SUSDT. So let's do $500. And right here, you can click on take profit and stop loss. You can leave take profit blank. You don't have to put anything in there. I usually put something in there, so I'm just going to put the next major support level below, which is 21,212. And by the way, you can go up to this tool, the second tool from the top, and you can go horizontal ray, and you can kind of put it where you want it, just to give you an idea. You change the color to something that stands out, make it yellow, make it thick. You know, just kind of help you know where your stop loss is and whatnot. So I want my take profit to be around 21,000, and obviously I want my stop to be just above this point that we're retracing from. So let me change this to red for stop loss, and let's make this not so thick. So here's how I would do it. So as soon as you do market buy, whatever the price is where you're short. So we're going to do a short. So, I need to do 500 here. All right, so we're under market. I've set my leverage to 30 times. I have $2,883 in here. I'm going to use $500 at 30 times leverage. So I ticked on and take profit, stop loss. So let's see, take profit, I'm going to set to this number here. That would be 21,039, all right? So that means if price comes down and touches this point, it'll automatically exit my trade and I'll take my profit. Now I want my stop loss. So since this is my resistance, if you're shorting, what happens is when you enter your short, when I hit sell short, it's going to enter whatever price is. My stop loss is going to be this red line. So if price pushes up to this red line, it's going to stop me out. I'll exit my trade. So that price I have set right now is 23,436. And now I've got, so before I even enter my trade, my stop is already set. So if I enter my trade and price just continues shooting straight up, it's automatically going to stop me out and I'm not going to get wrecked. If you don't use a stop loss, you can get wrecked. So I'm going to go ahead and hit sell short and hit confirm. So you'll see I entered my trade right here at 23,350. If it pushes up to 23,436, I'll get stopped out. If it comes down to 21,000, I will be in profit. You can see right now, since price is pushing up above, you can see it's pushed up above that red line where I entered. So I'm negative $11. Now, of course, the more money you trade, the higher leverage. This number gets a lot higher. So you want to make sure that you use a stop loss, because if this pushes up, 10%, you're going to lose a lot of money. But if it drops 10%, you're going to make a lot of money too. Okay, so that shows you how to set a stop loss and enter your trade. If you want to adjust, so let's say price continues down, right? Let's say price comes down to this point and you're in profit. Let's make this blue for in profit. So let's say price comes down, it's below this point. So what you would do is you would adjust your stop loss. So price is below where you entered. If you set your stop in profit, when it pushes up, you won't lose money because you'll be in the green. So if you want to adjust your stop loss or adjust your take profit, click on open orders, click on take profit and stop loss, and then down here you'll see your stop loss at market price and take profit at market price. You click on this little pen tool here, and now you can adjust. Now you can adjust your stop loss. So what is this number at? So let's say that we were down here. This is 23,280. So I would just go right here and change it to 22,380. Just type it in, 22,380, and hit confirm. Okay, so it won't let me do it because price is above it right now. But if price did drop below it, I could set my stop loss below. And if you wanted to adjust your take profit, which we set at 21,000, just click on the little pen tool and then type in where you want your take profit. So that's the great thing about changing your stop loss and your take profit while you're in a trade. This helps you from, if you kept your stop loss up here, price came down but pushed right back up. If I go to sleep and I'm in a trade, I'd rather make sure I don't lose money. At the very least, I break even or I'm still in profit. So I guess I haven't got stopped out yet. Nope, not yet. If you want to get out of your trade, just click on flash close and turn off this prompt, confirm. Now I'm out of my trade. So that's how you do a short. So if you want to do a long, now price is pushing up. Typically I would not long. I would only long from support. Your point to long would be down here at 22,771. But basically long is the exact opposite. So your take profit would be above, right? So your take profit would be up here somewhere, potentially right here at 24,000, or if it got really bullish, all the way up here to 25,000. So that would be my take profit. So if I'm going to enter, my stop loss would be below, right? So let me get rid of this. So let's say that we're above this holding as support, which might actually play out. So wherever I enter, if I'm gonna buy long, again, I'm under market, my leverage is 30 times. I'm gonna put in $500 for another trade, and my take profit and stop loss. So I'm gonna put my take profit is 25,000. And if you're not sure which is which, just clear it out. You see it says take profit. So 25,275. And then my stop loss right here on the right. So again, if you're going long, you want your stop below. So if I'm going to enter at 23,380, I'm going to have my stop below. Well, this should be support. This is a terrible point too long if you're at resistance. But again, just showing you how this works. So I would set my stop loss at 23,290, and I would buy long. And now, if price continues up above where I entered, which was right at 23,390, I'll be in the positive. Price is just below it, so I'm down $2, down $3. Again, price pushes up, I'm in the money. Price comes down. As soon as it hits this point, I get stopped out. And this is a good thing, guys, because if price just tanked, you can lose a lot of money. That's why a stop loss, that's risk management, guys. But now you can see price is pushing up. I'm in the green by $11. Now keep in mind, if I traded with, instead of $500, I was trading with $4,000 or $5,000, that number is going to go up exponentially, especially if you have higher leverage. But again, that's why I say practice under simulated trades, get comfortable with it so you know what you're doing. You see how your stop loss triggers, being able to adjust your stop loss and your take profit, get comfortable, see how much your fee is, how much you would have made, how much you would have lost with different leverage, different amounts of money. Then when you get comfortable, then you actually go to the actual USDT futures where you actually trade with real money. But again, it's the exact same thing. There is no undo, guys. This is one thing that really sucks. There's no undo, and I just moved that fib channel. So let me tell you something. What I suggest you do each time you create one of these, what I would do is just click on lock right here, and you can lock all your elements in place. So this way you can't move them by accident like I just did. Because if you put all this work in to bring a chart in and you move it around and there's no undo, that's a big pain in the ass. But again, that locks everything so you can't actually move it. And then if you take the lock off, then you can move it if you want to. But guys, that's pretty much it. I will keep you guys updated. Again, I'm going to create an ADA chart, a theta chart. There was one other one, Matic. So ADA, ETH, Matic, and Theta. So I'm going to create those charts. So guys, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe so you'll be notified to do the next video. The next one I'll give you ETH chart and then probably ADA and so on. And I'll keep you guys updated on Twitter about how this chart plays out. That's it, guys. Remember, if you want to access the charts, website is optimarkcrypto.com. Link will be pinned in the first comment description. For $49 a month, you get access to the Bitcoin charts, altcoin charts, Discord, and Twitter. That's it. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.